Hi, good evening everyone. After a long time, I'm meeting you all in YouTube. I'm Anandan Subramaniam. Hope you remember hire to retire service providers. We are providing hire to retire solutions for establishments. Our organization name is called HR Vidyalaya Corporate Services LLP. Hope you have seen my social security benefit videos, HR videos, POSH compliance videos, etc. Now, after a long time, coming up with one particular compliance, particularly for Tamil Nadu. This is for Tamil Nadu. Earlier, this compliance is there in Telangana, Bengaluru, Telangana, very particularly in Hyderabad. In Karnataka, it is in Bengaluru, for Mumbai, and for Gurgaon. All these cities, they had this compliance. I have no clue whether it is still there online or not. Now, the state of Tamil Nadu, for the entire state, they have introduced this particular statutory compliances under the POSH Act. You know, everyone, we are very recently, today is 13th December 2024, very recently we have, we cannot say that it is an anniversary, it is not a kind of a very good legislation act. It is only to safeguard women at the workplace and definitely not to punish men at the workplace. It is also protect the men at the workplace. So we have completed 11 years of notification of the legislation, the sexual harassment of women at the workplace, prohibition, prevention, prohibition and redressal act 2013, and rules also came out in the same year 2013. So under this act, very recently there was a Honorable Supreme Court directive. We are going to talk about this one, very particularly about compliance under Tamil Nadu, establishment in Tamil Nadu. So POSH Act compliance specifically to state of Tamil Nadu. If you are an employer, an establishment having 10 or more employees, you have an office including IT, ITS company, MNC, or any office in any of the district or inside the state of Tamil Nadu, any office, or a manufacturing facility, factory, any kind of a factory, or a catering establishment, or hospitals. So all these establishments, it is not for educational institutions which are registered, regulated by UGC and AICT. That regulation is something different. Act is same, but regulations are different for the UGC regulated universities, deemed universities. For AICTE, engineering colleges regulated by AICTE, that regulation is also different. For them, there is a different portal altogether. They are already doing. It is not that they are not doing. But for other establishment, very recently, only for the last few years, 1 or 2 years only, many governments have started, and in Tamil Nadu also it is now going good. The regulation, the governance is very high. So that this particular awareness is only to alert the employers and the shops. Definitely yes, any shop also. If you are any retail seller, if you have 10 or more employees on your roll, not any contract laborers engaged cannot be counted for this particular legislation. 10 or more employees on your roll, meaning even the direct contract employees, direct contract, not the third party contract employees. Okay. So if you are a particular establishment, being an employer, you need to be alert. Please watch this particular awareness session for next 5 minutes. You will come to know how to do the compliance. It's very important. You need to comply by I think by December 31st, the collectorates through the district social welfare office, they have already started issuing uh, circulars to all establishments. But I think many have received it, but they are, as it is, they are ignoring. So it is not going to be the same because this time the Honorable Supreme Court is monitoring. The next hearing on this particular case is on February 1st week. Then the all establishment will feel the heat. We are going to see that. Let us continue. And on 3rd December, the Honorable Supreme Court has, in Arlino Fernandez versus the state of Goa, they have issued these directives ensuring that the all chief secretaries of every state and union territories needs to ensure all establishments, including private establishments, need to constitute internal committee wherever it is necessary. If it is not there, they have to ensure it is constituted. Otherwise, they are going to be punished. So that is also there. So the punishment is punishable with a fine up to rupees 50,000 for the first time. Second time it will be twice. More than that, there can be a cancellation of the registration certificate. Many things are there, so you need to be little extra careful. And the Honorable Court has very clearly stated this is a statutory duty, constitution of internal committee. There are so many compliances are there under the POSH Act. The first one is constitution of internal committee and informing this to the government of Tamil Nadu. Registration online. This is mandated now. And the penalty, as I already told you, it is going to be 50,000 up to 50,000, and twice if it is the second time or more than that. Apart from that, there are other penal consequences are also there, so you need to be extra careful. And how to constitute, this is more important. So many organizations does not know how to constitute. I am going to just explain in few simple sentences. uh, Constitution of internal committee under section 4 of the act. Presiding officer, only one person in the internal committee should be a senior women employee. Senior women employee. It should be by writing. By writing. Okay. And minimum two more internal committee members. Minimum two more internal. Apart from the presiding officer, two more. These two can be male or female. Irrespective, after constitution, including presiding officer and one more external member, 50% of the entire internal committee should comprise of 50% or more should comprise of women. So if you are going to have only one presiding officer, two internal committee member and one more external member, you may have to at least have two women in that particular constitution of internal committee. So here it is nomination. So among any other employee working in your organization, purchase department, legal department, HR or accounts or IT, the employer has to pass a board resolution and then apart from that nominate the person as a presiding officer or the internal committee member. This should be in writing. After board resolution, in writing. Second one is external member. Here it is appointment. It is not nomination. You are going to pay for the external member. So it is an appointment. Third one is tenure for any person from the date of such nomination or appointment. It is 3 years. Okay. And after 3 years, if you wanted to extend, it is not renewal of contract. Something like that, you engage people in your organization and you do renewal. It is not like that. No renewal. It is only reappointment or again pass a board resolution and again nominate or appoint the external member, nominate internal committee members or presiding officer. And every time it should be through board resolution. It is not that automatic renewal, deemed renewal. No, it is not there for this particular legislation. PO, as I told you, senior women amongst the employee of the employer. It is very clearly I am telling because many companies are engaging people from the other organization. It can be a group organization, but it is not from the other organization. Some other XYZ organization. From there, one senior person will be appointed to manage the internal committee. That is not possible. So, employer who has the management and the supervision and control of the workplace. So, that employee should be uh, attached to this particular employer. That is more and more important. So you do not borrow. Maybe from the group organization it is okay, but not from the outside organization. Or you cannot say that I'm going to engage a person who is from our parent company in US, in UK. So those people cannot perform duty as of a presiding officer. The time zone itself is different, and they may not know what is happening in India, Indian culture, Indian law, everything. So it may be very difficult to have, and legally also it is very, very clear. Refer section 42A, read with 2G2. So be very careful while constituting internal committee and complying with the Tamil Nadu District Social Welfare Department directives, so mandatory registration and uploading IC member, internal committee member details, that is presiding officer, internal committee members, and external member details also it is going to ask. You have to visit this particular address https www.tnswd POSH ICC tn .tn.gov.in ords slash r slash wsswdicc slash swicc slash o. You can little longer. Maybe you can go to that particular URL, and on the right side top there is a, I have highlighted here, sign in. There is a particular letter, sign in. Go and click that sign in. So when you click that sign in, you will come to see this particular window. In this window, there are two things. One is sign in, second is sign up. Okay, sign in is under sign in. There are sign in is there, sign up is there. Once you registered, then you can sign in. Now you are first time you are going to register, so then you have to sign up first and create a ID for your own. So here it is an organizational registration, organization type, private office, head office or branch office, for which you are going to register. Number one, and you have to use the user credential. You can put anything. I put my name Anandan and I have a password and dated from today. I have to give your phone number and email ID. Maybe if something is to be reset, then it can be very useful. And gender male, and you are an organization of private or public sector, anything. That's a drop down. You can always choose from that. If you are a private sector, I have chosen as a private sector. I put my organization name and who I am, managing director or organizational HR. Only these two are there in the drop down. You have to choose that. And then identification type, it is asking for PAN number or GST number, whichever you choose, and you have to give the number on the right side. GST number, and you have to give the GST number. And number of persons, number of branches in Tamil Nadu. So total number of branches in Tamil Nadu that you need to type, and number of office. One second. The number of office where you have more than 10 employees. So it is like if it is less than 10 employees, then you no need to constitute internal committee. Then you have to refer only to the local committee. So that is why. So here you have to mention, if you have mentioned one and you have more than 10 employees, just ignore. Otherwise, if you have mentioned 5 branch officers, out of that 2 are sales officers where you have only 2 or 3 employees, then you have to put that. And you put your address, entire address detail. Kindly put the right address and with pin code, everything, and you create. That is what you have to do. This is the registration. Then you have to go back to the sign in. Then here, now what you have to do is under sign in again you have to sign in. you give your username and the password and put the captcha and then sign in. Then you have to your office number, office address, your office name, everything will be mentioned over there. Then what you have to do is you have to go and give your internal committee member details, presiding officer, other internal committee member details and the external member details, and you have to submit. This is what you have to do. So this is more important. So you have to complete this at your earliest. This is mandated. Otherwise, definitely you may be receiving some notice. If you are not constituting, definitely you will be penalized. That is what is happening. So they have not started rigorously, but the governance is there now. Earlier it was very little. Now it is there, and now that you are going to file your return, annual return under POSH, that is also they are going to be there, right? After January, there is no fixed date. Everybody is telling that it is 31st of January. It is not like that. It may be prescribed by only by the state government. In Tamil Nadu, there is no fixed date, or any other state except Gurgaon, they have mentioned February 28th. And while Karnataka and Maharashtra also floated, they have mentioned 58th. But many of them feel that okay, January 31st is the last day everybody is doing, so I also have to do. As it is, there is no fixed date as per the act or the central rules. The state governments have still not drafted or notified any rules. When the rules are notified by the respective state government, they may fix some date. We are waiting for that, but it will take a long time. Now that Honorable Supreme Court has intervened, everything is moving fast under the POSH Act. So it's like it is going to be very challenging for you. So now in Tamil Nadu, if you are having offices, even if your corporate office is there, you in other state, and you have one IC, the same IC is going to represent in Chennai office also, in Madurai office also, in Coimbatore office also. Then what, Kanjipuram factory also. Then what you have to do is the same details you have to register here. So first registration, get your user credentials and go and register your internal committee. For any help support needed here, you can always reach to us and we will give you definite support. I am Anandan, HR Vidyalaya Corporate Services LLP. My phone number is 638338011. Saro at hrvidyalaya.in. So my RR or email ID I will repeat: SARO at hrvidyalaya.in. 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 Okay, we are also going to very soon launch a tool for making a complaint easy. Sexually harassed aggrieved women's redressal outlet. Yes, the tool is going to be launched very soon. We will be meeting up soon. Thank you very much for sparing your time. Please register and upload your internal company details for Tamil Nadu. Thank you very much. Sign off by Anandan. Thank you.